Hello and welcome back. Um, all right, in this video, I'm going to pick up where I left off. In my last one, we defined the update order book function, and I showed you how to do this to do your pull the order book data. In this video, I'm going to show you how to pull your orders. This will not work unless you have any orders previously placed, whether they were buy, sell, canceled, or they're open, or they were completed and are now closed. So we'll start off by doing defining our function. We're going to do update orders, and we're going to start off by doing the query. So we're going to call that get orders. Get orders, and we're going to do Binance dot fetch orders, and then you're gonna have to put your symbol in here. So we define that up here at the top, symbol BTC USDT, and then we are going to call on that for putting it into a data frame. So order data, I'm gonna put that into a PD dot data frame. Like get orders. So with the we pulled it here and we stored it in this variable, and then we're going to put this variable into a data frame. And then we are going to convert the timestamp column, order data, timestamp, or add it. I'm not sure if this I'm assuming it just edits it or it transforms it into a readable date time format, or it adds the column. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, it's nice to have it to date time, order data, timestamp, and then we're going to go unit is equal to ms milliseconds. All right, now we're going to actually start fetching our order data. It's always handy to have that for later use in any of your functions or in your bot. If you need to know the last status, the last side, or the last price of your most recent trade, and usually you can use that to go off of to like kind of signal your next step. So if your last order was a buy, and you know that and you're able to pull that, then you can pretty much put in an if statement that if my last side was a buy, then now I need to create a sell order. So that's what you use, like, or also you don't want to place a sell order until your last buy order has completed. So you want to make sure with your status it's closed, so that you know that that went through, and then that can prompt your next order that you put in. That would be the opposite side of whichever one you just completed. So first, let's get our status. So we'll do a last status, and that's going to be we're going to use our order data frame, order data. We're going to do iLock. What that's going to do is that tells you to look at a specific cell using a numerical indicator or direction, or I don't know what you want to call it. So it'll be -1, so that'll be our most recent one, or the one that's at the end of the list. And then we're going to tell it what column to pull from, which would be status. You get these column names for when you pull the data. So I'll show you. I'll print out the order data data frame, and you'll see that they're there. At least not, you won't see all of them, but this is where I get these column names from. Is they're actually how they're labeled within the data frame. Then we'll go to last side, which would just be this same thing, except we are going to change our column to side. And then the same thing with the price, which the price is going to be what you entered in as the if you're using a limit post only, or it's going to be the price at which the market order sold or bought at, um, which seems to also be the same as the average if you were to pull from the average column. However, your average does not show up until the trade is completed, and if you cancel the trade, you will not have an average. You will not have any average, or you not have any data in your average cell. Um, so yeah, so that's why I like to use the price and not the average, because you may not actually have an average value. So we last price, and then use the same thing. The only thing we're going to change is our column that we're pulling from, and we're going to put price. And so what I will do first is I'm going to show you the order data. Let's print that. Update orders, and that is going to be position 0. Let's go ahead and run that. And as you'll see, this is going to be a lot, because I have done a lot of trades in my practice account. But you can see, so you got info. ID is also a handy thing to pull, especially if you're having multiple orders go in and out in a single line of, or in a single bot. So you can kind of keep track of which ones need to be canceled or reordered and stuff like that. So you can see it's very big. Let's see if we can find where it transitions to here. So yeah, so there's a timestamp. That one's converted. I don't think it's going to be too big to see another one possibly. Yeah, it's too big, so we won't be able to see that. But yeah, if you were to open that up in a text editor or anything, you would be able to see all the columns that you would be able to specify to pull data from. And so now what I'll do is I will get rid of this, and I will show you what the last status, last side, and last price look like. Let's copy and paste this. And we will go, so last status is now in spot 0. Our last side is in spot 1. And our last price is in spot 2. And now we will run that, and you will just get the very last one. So the last order is closed, meaning that it completed successfully. It was a buy, that was the side. It was a buy order, and what I bought, I used, the price I got for what I bought, which would have been BTC, is 24,469.18. Now, if you want to go back to a previous order, so you need to know one before that, or if you look up different ways to print out your Panda or your data frame data, you can print your last 5, so on and so forth. Now, I know that my last few trades were exactly the same for some reason, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these, and I'm actually going to go back 4 so you can see a different one. So I'm going to go back to my fourth most recent trade, and then we will change this to usually whatever spot I go back to, I will put the number. So last 4, last 4, last 4, and then we will add it down here to last. We want last 4 status, and then last 4 side, and then last 4 price. All right, and then we'll just copy and paste these. And we'll just keep the numbering going, so 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, this is spot 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why I have those there. So let's go ahead and run that. And we should get the first one that I print out is closed by, yep. And then you can see that my 4th most recent one, I actually canceled a buy. And that price for that canceled order, it must have been a limit post only that I put in there. That was for 24,467.44 USDT. All right, there's a lot of different things you can do with this. There's a lot of different information you can pull. It's very handy when you're setting up your bot to be able to pull this kind of data to help with your if statements or anything that you're going to use to dictate your trading. So yeah, I will leave it at this, and I will see you in the next one.